Welcome back. I'm playing Age of Sigmar, Realms of Ruin, and this is like my 5th time playing this mission. I now know how to beat the mission pretty easily, but I can't get the lose less than 5 guys objective to give me credit, and I'm not sure why. So I'm just going to focus on seeing how many units I lose this time instead of focusing on the deep strikes. Because what happens is after you beat the first part, it'll randomly give you a army for the second part, and some of them are definitely much better than others. Like some will have more ballistas, other ones will have long shots. It seems like you always have 2 of the big beefy boys and 2 or 3 liberators, which is unfortunate because those are the ones that you usually want to sacrifice. And then you could also get an invoker as well. Sometimes you don't, so it's almost like you gotta save right before you complete the first part and try to reload to get an army that works best for you, since it is random. Instead of just, I don't know why they're doing that, instead of just letting you continue on with the army you had to start with. I'm guessing it's probably because they were thinking, oh well, if you only have less than 5 guys and you think you're, you know, building an army for this part, then maybe you'd want somebody else. But what I tend to find is the army I have by the time I've completed this part is better than the army they give me. Because those liberators by the end of the game are just not worthwhile, and I tend to sacrifice them. And if you're going to do the deep strike, you either got to sacrifice them and 1 other unit, or you got to give up an annihilator, which will have 2 population. So you have to almost play a little bit of a game with this. And then with your crossbowmen here, if you give them the rain ability, arrow rain, whatever it is, you can blow through that gate and then attack the guys that are on top of the ledge here. But if not, you have to bring your guys down here to bait the attacks and then shoot up onto the elevated position once you get down here. But you got to be careful that he doesn't snipe out your heroes while you're doing that, because it seems like they pretty regularly will select the ammo type that's good against heroes.
Where do you want me?
Heroes and monsters. And again, I'm sorry my voice is cracking and kind of weak, and I sound congested. I'm just getting over the flu here and still back to normal.
I got lost like something out. Sigmar, grant us victory.
But I also don't want to stop uploading your daily videos here for you. And so what I ended up settling on too with the video editors, I went back to the old video editor. While it's way slower than the newer program, it seems like the quality is actually quite a bit better, because I was finding for the first, I think I did it for like the first 10 episodes, I was using the other encoder and playing around with the settings, but it seems like it was pretty regularly getting pixelated way more than the old encoder does it. So I think going to the old encoder is probably the best way to do it. And so what you do here is, as you're moving down here to capture these points, once you capture the points, then the enemy will stop spawning in, otherwise they have unlimited reinforcements. And then the big thing is your research stays consistent between the different mission, or the different parts of the mission. So the big thing is you want to make sure that you fully upgrade multiple points for the resources, so that way you'll have a nice stockpile for spamming abilities on the second part, because you'll definitely want to be doing that. And then also want to get some healing going too.
I'll lead the way.
Now, unfortunately, I still don't have this to 100%, so they'll still spawn in guys until that happens. So I kind of pulled my guys back a little prematurely here. But once you just about get this under control, then they'll start summoning guys from the other way to start attacking you here.
Victory will be ours. Sigmar wills it. More honor to be won.
The enemy are close. Orders. Send us our ballista on its way. The wrath of our bolts awaits.
For the God King, marching as ordered.
We stand ready to fire.
Ready to fight. Time to advance.
Our
So like
aim
now
is
I'm just
true.
gonna heal
Setting
up
up a new firing point.
and get the rest of our higher tier units, keep spamming our upgrades, get some elite tier units here.
Victory for
I think the
Sigmar.
biggest thing is they don't want you to just like have your forces there because they want you to be able to do the
I am
deep
required
strike,
elsewhere.
but it's just very awkward. Because it's like I could just build an annihilator force here, have 2 of them die, and then summon in 4 ballistas, and then I'd have enough deep strike. But by them giving me the lower tier
Lightning bolts ready.
units, it not only
Deploying our war machine to new
makes it
position.
harder for me to get the math to work out, but they actually give you 16 units instead of the standard 15, so then you also have to worry about not getting the wrong guys killed, so you can get the 5 population to do the 4 deep strikes. So that usually requires you either
Ballista
to
and
lose a
no
hero
weapons close combat.
or
Our lightning waits to
to
strike.
lose an annihilator,
How may we serve?
which are worth 2
War
population.
machine on the move. Name the target.
But generally I like to have the Dragon Warrior that we get at the second part to help me fight the
We will be Sigmar's
orcs off, because they tend to be quite
Our ballista
strong.
is ready.
Now the other thing that can be a little bit frustrating on this map
We can see
is
the
this command point can sometimes bug out here. So you can see like it's not allowing me to capture it for some reason. Now the first time I played through this map that was not an issue, but for right now it is. So it's like you have to almost wait for them to start building something here before you can start capturing it. And what I would recommend is
Annihilation.
just killing these guys over here, getting it. Now, maybe in retrospect, what's happening is there's guys hidden on this point. Yeah, see, that's what's happening is off-screen there's guys because the zone of control, so that's actually not a bug. But there's also multiple towers to the northwest here, but there's no reason for you to kill those because they'll be blown up at the start of the second part here. But what you're going to want to do is get at least command point tier 2 and then a realm stone at tier 2, and then this point that I'm capturing right now, I would recommend that you get a tier 2 healing set up there, because you can then run your guys down to heal, because by the time you have to get into the major battle for the second part of the map, you're not going to want to have to retreat your guys all the way back to base, because it's going to take so long for them to get back
We are the happy. Take the Auric
that you could end up losing ground, because it's actually can be quite challenging if you don't have a strategy here for the second part, because they'll get really high tier units, and if they end up summoning, you know, like 3 or 4 heroes to fight you, your guys can sometimes struggle to get the kills, especially because I like to do a heavy ballista army, and shielded units are actually resistant to arrow fire.
Annihilators, move position.
Our aim is true. Let us unleash the storm.
Move metal ones.
So again, you want to
Nothing
just
we
be
can do.
careful that you don't capture this point before you're ready, because then it's going to automatically trigger the cutscene for the next part of the mission here. I think you could make an argument that maybe you would build up a bastion that does damage here, because at the second part of the map, if you don't rush the kill of the wretch, then guys will start to fight you. But and they will fight the bastion instead, but it's not totally necessary if you're going to use a strategy like I do. Now these guys are the bane of my existence here, because they definitely like to use that Plague Storm or whatever their ability is, and that can just decimate your guys.
Sigmar has blessed us with new knowledge.
But it's like, okay, I'm up to tier 2 here on my different locations. I'm holding this point. We're working on capturing this here, so we'll set up some ballistas.
Ready to crush enemies.
This is tier 2. That's tier 2. This is tier 2.
Our research has been successful.
And then my research should all be done now too. So now we're just waiting on capturing these points.
We see the
Now
enemy.
the other thing I recommend for the second part of the mission is it's generally easier if you rush it,
I'm coming for you.
because the AI will not have captured the points all the way, so then if you get your guys onto the point quicker, then it's faster for you to capture it back and then start to build a healing bastion. But when the escape blows up, those towers die, so you don't have to worry about them shooting you.
rallies his troops. He's here. Look at all of them.
What a fool I've been. Forgive me, Shadow.
Alright, so let's see what army I get here after this cutscene.
More chooses me! I am the best! I am the boss of everything! You all pay! Right!
Reinforcements. I don't believe it. Sigmar be praised.
Your praise for Sigmar is warranted.
You were reforged.
I was returned to the Lord Sigmar. He gazed upon Harcanibus and sent me back to enact his will.
We've reached the far side of the storm, Sigmar.
I don't remember.
Much is lost to me.
Do you even remember who I am?
I remember what's important. Aiden.
Knights Excelsior. What are they doing here?
The settlers have been through enough without needing to fear the zealotry of their kind.
Their business is not of your concern. Where is Demetrius? Is he back at Harcanibus?
Yes. He managed to unlock the artifact's power, though it almost killed him. This is all we have left. It's gonna be close. You have the command.
No. The command is yours, Aiden. I have other matters to attend.
What do you mean? You're leaving us. The fight is here.
You have the reinforcements. I'm sorry they're not more. They were all that could be spared.
I don't understand.
You are Stormcast, Aiden. And you have your orders. As I have mine. Crush your enemies in the name of Sigmar.
We have the might of Sigmar's reinforcements. The beast can be slain.
But how?
The Auric sorcery draws strength from the arcane conduits. We must drive it off them.
And in its weakened state, we can kill it.
Alright, so let's take a look and see what I got here. I did not capture that point quick enough, unfortunately. That place is fully hit. So I actually have the heavy ballista variant, so I do not have any invokers. I actually like the heavy ballista build more because it actually makes this part much easier.
Sharply now.
So we only have one of the long shots
War
here.
machine redeploying. Moving for new angle of fire.
So let's see, yeah, so 16 out of 5. So you'll always have a demon prince, you'll have your hero. I think you always have 2 or 3 invokers, and then you'll have 2 of the big chunky boys, and then everybody else is a little bit variable. So as you can see here, because I'm rushing it, they've only captured it about half of the way, which is good because I can just throw some troops up front here, and then capture it back once we kill enough of the guys off of here. So what I'm going to do is kind of throw away some of these liberators here. I'll use them just to try to stop the capture.
Ready for your orders. Fire!
Now, unfortunately, those guys were more injured than what I'd like, because I need to make sure I have some fodder available here
We will be Sigmar.
until later, so I don't want them to quite die yet.
Ready to unleash.
But as you can see, they gotta run all the way back to base once you do that retreat, because you can't set up like a bastion as a retreat point, but as you have that bastion back here,
Sigmar storm ready.
you can just run them back, because once you have 100% capture, it's right outside the gate here is where the healing point is, and so you can see that's way faster than being all the way back there. And then when the guys do retreat, they heal as they're retreating through the healing zone as well, so then you don't have to spend as much time
Must intervene.
at base healing as well. So it works on for multiple reasons here.
We strike
But
the
they'll
terrorists.
keep summoning more of the wretches throughout the mission here. Pretty much every time it's on cooldown, they'll throw another one down here. So it can definitely make it quite frustrating, as they'll have continual reinforcements going as well until you shut down
Our aim is
both of these victory points here. And so as you can imagine, only having it at 50% instead of the full 100%, that effectively doubles the speed of you being able to capture this point. And then I recommend that you get the healing bastion going as fast as possible.
our lightning waits to strike.
That way you can
Change position.
just kind of sit back here and shoot while you're waiting for your forces to get to where you want them to be. And so now that I've captured this point here, we'll use these liberators to kind of hold things down, and then we'll sacrifice them, and then we'll use the deep strike to get some more ballistas here.
The storm shall be glorious. We stand ready to fire. Our Celestial Ballista is ready.
And the big thing is you just want to make sure your guys aren't all grouped up when you're over here. And then you also need to be careful you're not too far forward, because then the wretch up top will start attacking you. But it can be kind of frustrating when the enemy ballistas decide that they want to actually stay up top there and fight, because then you have to run up there and try to get them back. And then that puts you at risk of getting attacked here.
We shall be annihilation. Setting up a new firing point.
So we'll get that up to a tier 2, and then once that's up to a tier 2, we can feel fairly comfortable with advancing forward here. And I'll have to start sacrificing our liberators here shortly. So now he's using that attack here. Big thing is I can do a ton of damage to your ballistas and things too. So I think we'll just throw away those liberators now. So there's 2, 3. So that's 3 units down. And then if you hit Z, that'll allow you to deep strike, and then that just allows you to your new units to summon up top here,
Witness our glory.
instead of having to run all the way back from your base.
We will sweep aside the foe.
So we'll summon the other one here. And then what I'd like to do is just bring the Dragon Warrior and have him fly up the side, then he can take out that tower.
Time for a fight.
Now, unfortunately, the safest place for your ballistas is hiding in the corner by that cave, but the orcs also have some poison traps back there, so you gotta be careful that you don't activate that. But if you run the Dragon Warrior over here and you use the Draconic Onslaught and the Draconic Fireball, that'll be enough to kill the tower. And then I tend to just run them away. And that way he can heal up, and then once he's back we can kind of push, because then we need to run around the outskirts here and take out that other victory point to stop him from spawning continuous reinforcements.
We are the eyes of Azir. We await our order.
But this is going pretty well. We've only lost 3 units thus far, so you know this should be working, and I should be able to get the objective. Now, like I said, ideally if you're trying to do the deep strike as well, you would want to have one of those big beefy boys get killed, because there were 2 population.
We must relocate.
Let's get you to fly and come back up here, because that makes it movement faster. Alright, so then what I do is I send a flanking force over to the side here.
Name the target. Celestar Ballista moving.
But our dragon is not here yet.
We will destroy them.
So we'll run him over there, because as long as you hug the wall, you should be out of range of the wretch.
What is the
Now,
will,
interestingly, they haven't come to attack me, so they're building up a force right now. So we'll let them fight us here.
Warriors have tasted battle.
There, we got a hero coming.
Victory for us here.
Yep, tier 2. Looks like he's summoning multiple heroes. This is the kind of army I hate, is when they end up summoning multiple heroes. I'd recommend that you let them just push, because if you try to attack on the side, then they'll run back, and your 3 to 4 ballistas are not going to be able to kill multiple heroes.
Swift and deadly. Annihilate
Oh,
this
I
enemy.
missed.
Force of a falling star.
Give us the order. We strike with the tempest.
Alright, let's run those guys over here, pull you back. We'll take out that wretch here, because that will probably be able to shoot us as we're moving.
Victory for Sigmar.
Now, as long as you get it to 100% capture, I mean, you can see you got healing all the way over to here, so if you do get yourself into trouble, you can always pull back and hide in the corner. The big thing is those big ballista, they can totally destroy that dragon with minimal attacks, so you gotta be very careful with the dragon warrior, with those guys flying around.
Sigmar wills it. We strike with the tempest.
Ready to unleash the storm. The wrath of our foes.
Let's just have him attack the wretch over here.
Stand ready for
Oh,
help.
see, I got too close, and now they're attacking me. So we'll pull them back and heal.
Ballista ready. War machine redeploying. Move out.
We'll spread these guys out, because the wretch will also summon things over here and start attacking me.
Moving for new angle of fire.
What you don't want is to have everybody grouped up, because if they do summon the wretch and the melee starts attacking your ballistas, then it'll be stuck in a melee fight and they're not going to be able to do much for
The
damage.
storm shall be glorious.
And I like to drop the dragon just over here, so, and then you can camp these guys out
The wrath of Sigmar.
to kill anybody that's coming up that's getting summoned. Because really, if you're holding down this point, the guys on the other side should not be getting attacked regularly. So then I run one of these guys over here as well, because between the dragon and them, you're generally able to fight these guys off. The big thing is just got to make sure nobody back attacks your ballistas here. And then the other thing you got to be careful of is if the orc ballista gets summoned behind you, it'll start attacking the dragon prince here, or whatever he is, storm drake guard, and he will be able to kill him in several shots way faster than what you're going to be able to counter. So now it's like if I could just hold this spot here, it'll shut off the reinforcements. And now this is what I was talking about with the wretch gets summoned in. And so thankfully I have our guys spread out enough that they're not getting locked down here. But now that I've captured the other point, it should be stopping the reinforcements. We'll set up another healing bastion up here, and we'll start to run around the side. Ah, shit. So he did capture my ballista. And then the bad thing with the ballistas is they can't retreat.
Moving to new position. Redeploying ballista.
And therefore they're easy to get sniped.
Setting up a new firing point.
Alright, so now they'll start summoning the wretches up here as we're shifting over.
They're over here. We are Sigmar's
And then our guys can get into position over here.
Celestar bolts up ready. Celestar ballista on its way. the storm. We deploy. Our aim is war machine on the move. Which foe do you wish destroyed?
Alright, so now he did summon a wretch on the other healing bastion, but as long as I just bring this mission to an end, it won't matter, because I don't think the wretch can capture points, and I don't really need that healing point. So you can generally get enough damage to the wretch with this kind of army that you can kill it, even once you trigger the next part of the map mission here. So let's just run everybody down. I've got 15 units, and just spam your abilities here to attack the wretch, and that should allow you to do enough damage to get the kill. Because once you get about half, it triggers the third part here.
The beast! It rages!
Now you could come down here and take those things out as well to stop the continual reinforcements, but honestly I think it's just easier just to rush this and get the kill. And so with that, we've only lost 3 units. So let's see if I got the victory or not after we watch the cutscene.
It's over! We gotta leg it! They're too powerful! I'm the pack of filth! Mork's chosen! I'll make 'em pay!
Mork takes what Mork wants, boss. It's the Oric way!
Overshield!
It's done. So this is what victory looks like.
Alright, and the verdict is, I still didn't get it. Yeah, so I guess it's bugged out. That's really frustrating. Alright, so with that, I'm going to call it quits here for the day. I hope you're enjoying these videos. If you are, please give my channel a like and subscribe to encourage me to post more content for you. Have a great day.